You are born on a cold stone floor. Well, not literally, but close enough. You're the second son of a minor noble, which in this world is both a blessing and a curse. There's food on the table, but no inheritance waiting for you. Before you can even walk properly, your fate is sealed. You're going to be a knight, not a hero, not a legend, just another body in iron. Childhood isn't gentle. There are no lullabies, no carefree games in a meadow. It's discipline, duty, and dirt. You're shipped off to a distant lord's castle before you hit double digits, traded like livestock under the noble excuse of fostering. You wake up every morning in a cold barrack, the smell of wet straw and unwashed bodies sticking to you like a second skin. You're a page now. That means cleaning armor you'll never wear, running errands for knights who barely remember your name, and getting hit in the head with a wooden sword often enough that you start dreaming in black and blue. But you endure because you have no choice. By 14, you're a squire. That's when the fun begins. You're finally allowed to carry weapons, just not for yourself. You shine them, sharpen them, polish them until you see a warped, tired reflection staring back. You tend to your knight like a servant. You saddle his horse, patch his chainmail, and when battle comes, you're there too. Not to fight, of course, but to drag him off the field if he falls. You learn quickly that most knights die from infections, not swords. The wounds rot, the fevers burn, and the priests say it's God's will. By the time you're 21, you finally earn the title. Kneeling in front of your lord, you get tapped on both shoulders with a sword and rise a knight. The ceremony is grand, the feast excessive, and for one night you feel like you belong. But the next morning, you wake up hungover, broke, and still surrounded by mud. The only difference now is that when you die, they'll call it honorable. And you will die. But not yet. You spend your days patrolling lands that aren't yours, taxing peasants who hate you, and standing guard in endless ceremonies for people who barely notice you. The armor you wear? It's heavy, really heavy. Walking feels like drowning upright. Fighting? Worse. Every swing drains you. Every movement is a gamble between glory and suffocation. But worse than the weight is the smell. No one tells you that steel traps everything. Sweat, blood, and the stench of fear ferment under your plate. After a day's ride, you smell less like a hero and more like a butcher's leavings. Then comes war. It always comes. Some king or duke you've never met decides another patch of cold farmland is worth dying over, and suddenly you're marching beside hundreds just like you. You stand in the shield wall, heart pounding beneath layers of steel and prayer. You can't hear your own breath over the drumming of hooves and the screams of terrified men pretending to be brave. The charge hits like a storm. Spears shatter, swords catch bone, and the dirt swallows blood until it turns to mud. You swing wildly, desperate more than skilled. Training is one thing. This is survival. Limbs twist in ways they shouldn't, and by the time the chaos settles, you're still standing. Somehow. It's never as clean as the songs make it sound. There's no sharp duel under the rising sun. It's slipping in muck, stabbing blind, and hoping you don't recognize the face behind the helmet. Your victories are messy. Your wounds are worse. Infection finds you before the bards do, and soon you're bargaining with priests who look far too comfortable preparing your last rites. But you recover. Most don't. And so you age. 30, 40 if you're lucky. Older knights don't look noble. They look broken, scarred, limping, coughing up pieces of their lungs every winter. The young squires look at you with awe, mistaking endurance for glory. You don't correct them. Maybe you don't have the heart to. The truth is, knighthood is less about honor and more about survival. You endure, not because you're fearless, but because you've learned there's no one coming to save you. The songs lie. The bards sing of noble duels and beautiful deaths, but they never mention how your knees ache when you kneel, or how every winter you wonder if this will be the one that ends you. Your armor grows heavier every year, not because of the iron, but because of what it reminds you of. The faces you left behind on the battlefield, the friends you failed to drag from the mud, the promises you couldn't keep. And when the end comes, it isn't glorious. It isn't even memorable. Maybe it's a stray arrow on a dull patrol. Maybe it's a fever in a drafty stone keep. Maybe it's just silence. Either way, no songs will be sung. No feast will be held. Just another old knight who outlived his usefulness. The world moves on. But for a time, you stood, you fought, you endured. And for a medieval knight, that's as close to winning as you ever got.